We are here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bring news just for you. It's Wednesday, November 13th here in Seoul. I'm Song Yujin, and this is News Generation. Today, we're joined by Park Ki-wook.
Happy Wednesday, Eugene.
Happy Wednesday, Ki-wook. Ki Kim.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. It's Wednesday, so we're going to start with our keyword news of the day. Today's keyword is parents. New data suggests that here in South Korea, there's a growing belief that looking after retired parents shouldn't fall solely on the family. According to a survey by Statistics Korea released on Tuesday, only 18.2% of respondents now feel it's the family's responsibility to support their retired parents, down 1.5 percentage points from 2 years ago and nearly 14 percentage points from a decade ago. Now, in contrast, 60.3% now believe it's a shared responsibility between the family, government, and society, a 13 percentage point rise over the past 10 years. The survey was conducted from May 15th to 30th this year with 36,000 participants aged 13 and older across the country. So I want to ask you, what do you think has triggered this shift in mindset, and what are your thoughts on this issue?
Well, today's keyword is always sentimental, the parents, the words. But I guess more financial burdens fall on our shoulders. And as you can see from a lot of different medias or TVs, news, less and less couple are getting married, mainly due to the financial issues. And low marriage leads to low birth rates. And for those who are not married, they tend to, enjoy their lives. We talked about YOLO, right? And also, or simply they just can't afford to get married. And for those who got married, they're just busy taking care of their lives, especially when they have kids. So money is probably the number one issue, the biggest issue. And the second is probably the family is getting smaller and smaller. A couple decades back then, we have a bigger family. So the cousins, siblings, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, they all contributed to taking care of elderly. But then now the families are getting smaller. They only care about their direct ones and making things a bit more tougher. But I still have this 꼰대 mind. I still think we need to take care of our parents. That's what the family is all about, unless you were completely separated from your very young age. But the government involving would certainly help.
Right, and I think another reason why we're seeing a change in this mindset is due to the medical costs getting higher, because as we're seeing longer life expectancies, a lot of those senior citizens are actually seeing higher medical costs. So it's kind of becoming a more burden for their families to cover these expenses. Now, Ki-won, I want to ask you, where do you stand on this issue?
No, I definitely agree with Ki. I am a konde myself, and obviously taking care of your parents is one of your responsibilities as a child. And if you become a parent yourself, you'll probably feel the same way. But I think low birth rate, longer life expectancy has been a great, big social impact. And that's why it's changed a lot of things up until today compared to the past, where it's very common to just take care of your parents because it was just part of the culture, Korean culture. But now things have changed. And I think, I remember back in Australia, in Sydney, nursing homes were they were very affordable, and they had this really positive vibe. I actually worked there at a young age, and like the retired people there, they were quite happy and very peaceful. And I thought, hey, maybe this isn't the worst option. But here in Korea, I think a lot of the elderly have a different perception towards nursing homes. It's like, they're abandoning me, they're throwing me away because it's time for me to go very soon. But I think the government can play a very important role to change the society's view of retirement homes, senior daycare centers, to make it a bit more accessible, affordable as well. Like you said, our medical costs are quite costly here in Korea. So if things can change towards that direction, I think more, older people will be a bit more accepting and understanding when they're actually giving less burden to their children by taking care of them.
Right, and that would be a win-win situation both for the parents and their children. All right, that was our keyword news for this Wednesday. Now we're going to move on to our main discussion of the day. It's Wednesday, time for our weekly My K-Star Pick segment, where we highlight some of the hottest and most trending figures here in Korea. So Kyun, first tell us who our pick of the week is.
Right, it's Blackpink in your area. Yes, probably the most hottest four-member girl group in the world, regarded by various publications. Blackpink has been the leading force of the Korean wave ever since they debuted in 2016. Now let's take a look at the screen for more details. The group name, according to the label representative, means pretty isn't everything, intended to contradict the common perception of the color pink, like what Eugene's wearing, used to portray prettiness.
Oh.
So they're a team that possesses not only beauty, but also great talent. They debuted on August 8, 2016 with their single album Square One. Members consist of Lisa, Jennie, Rose, and JISOO. A unique feature of this group is that it is a multinational group. Lisa being Thai, Jennie studying in New Zealand, Rose born in New Zealand and raised in Australia, where I'm from.
Ooh.
And JISOO, surprisingly, the only member born and raised in South Korea.
Where we
Like
are
us.
from.
Where they're from. And lastly, 1 year ago, King Charles III honored Blackpink members with MBE, meaning Member of the Order of the British Empire titles, for their role in promoting the work of the COP26 summit on climate change.
Wow.
So I guess it's safe to say they are the idols of idols among girl groups. And I'm definitely a big fan of Blackpink as well because they really resonate 21. And I used to be I still am a huge fan of 21. So so let's talk about Blackpink.
Right, so Ki-yoon kind of mentioned some of the standout achievements of Blackpink. Once again, ever since their debut in 2016, the girls have been a trailblazer in the K-pop scene. They've broken numerous records and also they have become some of the biggest trendsetters in Korea's cultural scene, right?
For sure. If you take a look at some of the numbers, Blackpink broke the highest record by creating 1.7 billion views on YouTube for the choreography video. The content that gave it a triumph was a dance video for How You Like That, which was released on July 6, 2020. And according to YG Entertainment, the video exceeded 1.7 billion views around 2 a.m. on the 24th of September. In light of the nickname, the YouTube Queen, they have several records. 2.2 billion, Kill This Love 2 billion views, Lumbaya 1.7 billion, so that already have 4 contents that exceeded 1.7 billion views. And they produced 47 videos so far that have more than 100 million views. And on top of that, Blackpink has become the highest grossing group in the history of girls groups world tour.
Wow.
So they broke the record of legendary British girl group, the Spice Girls. And according to the US concert ticket analysis site, Blackpink earned a total of $78.5 million from its world tour Born Pink from October to December 2022. And earlier Spice Girls ranked first with a $78.2 million with the 11 performances in 2019, followed by TLC with $72.8 million, Destiny's Child with $70.8 million in 2004. So even when you put the inflation into account, it's still an incredible record. And I think Blackpink is the only group that would break their own record.
Right. Now, Key mentioned a lot of numbers, and these show that how Blackpink has been building a stellar and outstanding career for 8 years since their debut. And this July, the girls actually released their concert movie titled Blackpink World Tour in cinemas, celebrating their 8th anniversary. So let's take the time to listen to what they said at the movie's premiere event.
블링크 여러분 너무너무 만나고 싶었는데 이렇게 8주년을 기념해서 블랙핑크 월드 투어 봄피크 인 시네마를 통해서 만나게 되었는데요. 너무 더운 날 이렇게 많은 분들 와주셔서 너무 감사드리고 또 한 번 이렇게 추억을 쌓게 돼서 너무너무 행복합니다. 이렇게 많은 분들이 찾아와 주실 줄 몰랐는데 너무너무 감동이고 블링크 8주년 너무 축하해요. 이렇게 와주셔서 너무 감사하고 영화도 많이 사랑해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 제가 듣기로는 영화관에서 보면 더더욱 더 좋다는 얘기를 들었는데 많은 사랑 부탁드리겠습니다. 이렇게 블링크와 함께 시간을 보낼 수 있어서 너무 좋은 것 같고요. 오랜만에 봐서 그런지 너무 행복하고 막 저는 사인 더 해주고 싶었었는데 네 뭔가 한 명 한 명씩 너무 막 우리를 너무 많이 보고 싶었던 것 같으니까
너무 소중하죠.
네.
너무 소중해요.
그래서 최대한 해줬던 것 같은데 네 오랜만에 봐서 너무 좋아요. 그동안 너무 보고 싶었어요.
생생하게 잘 담겨 있다고 하니까 많은 분들이 저희 투어를 함께 다시 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 8주년을 함께 이렇게 축하해 주셔서 너무 감사합니다. 네.
Right, so we've taken a look at the 4 members speaking at their movie's premiere event this summer. Now let's learn a bit more about Blackpink by focusing on each of the four members that we've just seen on the screen, starting with Rosé. Now she's a member who started the recent APT sensation that has gone global with her collaboration with American singer Bruno Mars. So this was definitely a really attention-grabbing collaboration. So Kyun, how did this collaboration happen?
Yeah, it's like everyone's still singing this song, and there are so many spin-off versions as
Right.
well. And I think it all started when Rosé attended Bruno Mars's concert in Seoul last year. They became friends, and it was actually Bruno Mars who asked Rosé to send a few songs in. And he actually chose the song APT because he actually liked it after hearing what it actually meant. It was like a Korean drinking game. So they would record it, and out comes a song that debuts at number 8 on the Billboard 100 Hot 100, perhaps. And first ever feat for a Korean K-pop artist, and also they've been topping the Billboard global charts for 3 consecutive weeks up until this week. So it's an incredible achievement.
It is. It indeed is. And as many people know, Rosé is originally from Australia. So I think a lot of our viewers who are new to Rosé would like to know, how did she end up coming to Korea and becoming a part of the K-pop girl group?
Right, like I mentioned before, she was born in New Zealand but raised in Australia. She loved singing at a very young age, and through her father's recommendation, she attended an open audition held by YG Entertainment in Sydney, Australia. She actually ranked first out of around 700 contestants.
Wow.
Which prompted her to move to South Korea. And after 4 years of rigorous training, she was chosen to debut as the main vocalist and lead dancer for Blackpink.
Wow, so she is not only good at singing, but she is also good at dancing. She is an all-around artist. Now we've taken a look at Rosé. Next up, we have JENNIE. She also recently released a solo track, which became quite a big hit too.
Yes, JENNIE's new single Mantra topped most of the streaming platforms around the world, including the iTunes Top Song chart in 47 countries, including the United States and Brazil, as soon as it was released in October. And in particular, JENNIE became the first K-pop female solo artist to top iTunes Top Song chart this year. And additionally, the music video Mantra ranked #1 in popularity on YouTube, in Korea and the US, and #1 in YouTube world ranking trend.
Right, so JENNIE has been building a successful solo career. I think that she was the first one in Blackpink to actually release a solo track before a few years ago. And as for JENNIE, she was quite well known as a trainee even before debuting years ago. So what do you think has drew so much attention on her?
To tell her a bit about her story, she went to New Zealand to study all alone, and she thought about going to the United States to study even more, but she didn't want to be alone anymore, and she just wanted to do the music. So she had a serious conversation with her parents, and then came back to Korea, and she became a trainee at the age of 14 at the YG Entertainment, and was working hard for the next 6 years, probably the longest out of all the Blackpink members. And she has the unique style and characteristics, and it lures a lot of people's attention. She's got the baby-like face, very small face, but she's got long arms, long legs, makes her very stylish with any clothes she wears. So just tell me about it. You throw any clothes at her, it will be very stylish. So she became a model for various different brands and appeared in many different commercials, and now she became a global ambassador for many different luxurious brands as well.
Right, so she has expanded her career to the fashion world as well. So we've taken a look at 2 members of Blackpink. Now to our 3rd member is JISOO. And although JISOO has kept relatively a lower profile compared to other members recently, she's still an essential part of Blackpink's identity and success.
Definitely. JISOO is the oldest member of the group, born in 1995. She's the only member born and raised in South Korea, so I think she was very familiar with the Korean culture, which I'm sure played an important role within the group from their debut, because they debuted in Korea. She was appraised for having the most stable vocal skills when singing live from many different critics. And according to NetCredit, an online loan lender company, announced in 2021, JISOO was the highest earning Asian celebrity on Instagram. And I mean Instagram, everyone. The list dominated by Western stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and even Beyonce.
Wow.
JISOO came 7th on the list, raking in 18.8 $8 million US.
That's amazing.
That's not keeping a low profile at all. Making that
A
much
very
money
high
on social
profile.
media. Yeah.
Making her presence on social media. And JISOO is also into acting, right? She's done a
She
lot
is,
of dramas here in Korea. So hope we could see her acting career going even further. And last but not least, there is our fourth and final member of Blackpink, Lisa, the only non-Korean member of the group. So tell us about her journey to joining YG Entertainment all the way from Thailand.
Yes, so Lisa used to love K-pop singers and K-pop music. So when she was young back in Thailand, she went to dance academy to learn the K-pop music and K-pop dance, joined different dance competitions, earned herself to participate in an audition this organized by YG Entertainment in Thailand, and finally grabbed her chance to come to Korea. And she can't dance like the professional dancers, and her move is just incredible that everyone praises her dance choreography.
Right. And Lisa, this is kind of like a side story, but she has been making headlines recently with her romantic love affair, right?
Exactly. Well, although they have never actually officially admitted yet,
Right.
Lisa reportedly dating Frederick Arnold, the CEO of a tech hire and a prominent member of the world's second wealthiest, or quite possibly first and second, they go back and forth, LVMH empire that owns Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Givenchy, Marc Jacobs, all the luxurious brands around the world. And they were spotted together in various different events, and Lisa even met Frederick Arnold's parents, giving each other warm greetings. So Bernard Arnold, the CEO of LVMH, is busy passing down his legacies to his sons. But soon enough, we'll find out what will be taking place for those two. We might see the princess of the LVMH empire soon.
If they do tie the knot in the
Yes.
near future. Well, right. So far we've taken a closer look into all the four members of Blackpink. So Blackpink is no doubt one of the most popular and trending girl groups in the K-pop industry. So to find out more on what our generation thinks about Blackpink, here's a short box pop for you.
저는 제니를 제일 좋아하는데요. 랩부터 이제 보컬까지 다 소화하기를 하기도 하고, 또 그 인간 샤넬이라는 별명이 있잖아요. 그래서 패션계에서도 영향력이 아주 큰 것 같아서 트렌드 세터가 아닐까 생각을 하고 있습니다. 제 주변에 뭐 인도나 카자흐스탄에서 온 이제 많은 친구들이 전부 이제 로제 아파트 막 틀고 이거 아냐고 노래 아냐고 이렇게 물어보기도 하고 네, 제니 만트라도 막 틀면서 이거 알지? 새로 나온 거 알지? 하면서 물어봐서 아주 네, 인기를 실감하고 있는 것 같습니다. 제발 미국에 가까운 주에서 제발 콘서트를 열어줬으면 하는 바람입니다.
제가 개인적으로 블랙핑크 멤버들 중에서 제일 좋아하는 멤버는 로제님이고요. 아무래도 로제님의 그 목소리나 음색이 굉장히 예쁘다고 생각을 해서 뭔가 굉장히 실력파라는 이미지가 있는 것 같아서 뭔가 블랙핑크 무대를 한다고 하면은 라이브에 대한 기대감 높게 있는 것 같고 그런 면에서 사람들이 많이 그 무대를 기대하고 많이 봐주는 것 같고요. 음악 자체도 좀 힙합이고 그러다 보니까 멤버들도 힙한 느낌이고 걸크러쉬 느낌이 강해서 뭔가 워너비 같이 되고 싶은 그런 이미지가 많이 있는 것 같습니다.
멤버들 하나하나가 좀 매력이 있고 또 그만큼 역량이 있어서 또 다양한 곳에서 앰버서더도 할 수 있는 것 같고 또 전 세계적으로 인기를 얻을 수 있는 것 같아서 뭔가 하나의 브랜드 같은 존재라고 생각합니다. 퍼포먼스랑 곡이 또 얼마나 블랙핑크 색깔이 묻어나게 잘 나올지가 가장 궁금하기도 하고 기대가 되기도 하고요. 한국에서 되게 오랜만에 단체로 활동을 하는 것 같은데 좋은 활동 이어갔으면 좋겠습니다.
저는 지수를 가장 좋아합니다. 지수가 예전에 꽃이라는 노래를 불렀는데 노래도 너무 좋고 포인트 안무도 재밌어서 그때부터 지수를 제일 좋아합니다. 저한테 블랙핑크는 실력파 걸그룹이라는 이미지가 있고요. 그 BTS랑 같이 세계적으로 좀 인기 있는 가수인 것 같아요. 그리고 블랙핑크가 코첼라라는 무대에 섰었는데 그 이후로 이제 K-팝 가수들이 많이 선 거 보면 좀 이제 K-팝을 알리는데 선두주자 같은 그런 느낌도 있는 것 같습니다.
Right, I mean, it's been 8 years since Blackpink debuted, but just by looking at the interviews, their fans are still eagerly waiting for them to convene as a group. Now, what's also interesting is that Blackpink overcame what's known as the 7-year jinx in K-pop, which is most K-pop groups, a lot of K-pop groups tending to disband after 7 years. And not only have they stayed together, but they're now more globally popular than ever thanks to their successful careers that we mentioned earlier. But I want to ask you, what do you think is behind Blackpink's incredible success and their staying power?
You know, besides their individual talent, I think they genuinely appreciate the love and support from their passionate fans, and they feel the need and responsibility to perform at the highest level in return. You know, I think the members, they're still considered fairly young, and they only have, you know, a brighter future ahead of them, and I'm sure they all know that because they're very professional in what they do, and they've been very trained very well from a young age. So I think they only have more records to break moving forward.
Right, so it's not just their skills, their talents, but also, as we've just seen from the VCR, their immense love for fans, the Blinks. What do you think, Key?
Well, I mean, their timely management and strategic movement as a solo, individual members, and also as a team efforts when they're together. So I think YG Entertainment is doing a very good job on that.
Right, and ending off, there is still so much to look forward to from the four girls, from their music, performances, to their acting careers. And Key, I heard that you have something special or particular that you'd like to say regarding Blackpink's future.
I just want them to be like a Beatles. You know, I just want them to stay forever. And at their age of 70s or 80s, I still want to see them on the stage. They don't have to be on the stage for all the time, but you know, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, I still want them to be on the stage singing Boombayah on the stage.
Right, and the starting point will be them reconvening as a group next year and going on a world tour. And that's all from us today, but Newsden will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Special thanks today to Park Hyun.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ki Kim.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. We are News Generation.